All right, round one, we won the die roll. Playing first, keeping, nice keep too. Keeping busy. This is where you really want those double true fate sensors to shine. Can't believe we wheeled 2 true fate sensors and we couldn't wheel a Hanweir Battlements. What is going on in the world? True fate sensor in particular, because it's not like there's a lack of a deck that doesn't... Like, what deck doesn't want a true fate sensor? Even if you don't have any humans, you're pretty happy you have a true fate sensor. I guess we'll bombard that with double clue in hand. We're going to be busy anyway. And we want to keep the beats up. All right, let's... Do we have any... I guess it doesn't really matter. All right. What are we feeling first? The old Outcast or the old Paladin when we get to our 5th land? Guess one thing at a time, right, friends? What do we got? Skursdag Supplicant. Well, we're ahead on life total, so that is all good. All right, let's get down Mr. Pyre Hounday. All right, leaving up 4 mana. Ooh, True Fate Sensor. So I guess that's an argument for the Faithbearer Paladin. Maybe it's in our best interest just play and equip the Sensor. But then we're kind of not... Well, I mean, we can also do it on the Pyrehound. We attack for the same amount that we would with the Inspector. But, I mean, he left up 4 mana. It's kind of indicative of some removal here. So it might just be a good idea to start making threats out of these, especially while he's holding up mana. I think we're going to go for the True Fate Sensor plan. We're going to leave up a red mana, like we have a combat trick here. We'll attack with these 2. I want him to think I have like a Borrowed Hostility or something like that. It's a brave block. Okay, so as expected, still a pretty brave block if you think about it. If either of my 2 cards were a Borrowed Hostility, my opponent would be in really big trouble there. Now, granted, I didn't have to attack with the Pyrehound, but my opponent... Think how hosed my opponent would have been if I'd had the 1 mana combat trick as I indicated I did. See, this is an example of your opponent not playing around something and it just pays off so big. It is a bit surprising, though, that he didn't play around it. Okay, so we can do the old ride down. All right, guess we'll swing with Inspector here. Taking it, so let's... No, yeah, well, let's see. I guess Paladin's going to start gaining life, so let's get it down there. I mean, it could have also been Rush of Adrenaline. Either of those cards would have been just crippling for my opponent. Like, I guess it still would have been a 2 for 2. But still, way more beneficial 2 for 2 for us. So he can only pump this once. So why don't we just... I guess I can actually just attack with both of those, huh? Like, he can double block this. I'll trade off a Supplicant for a Paladin if I have to. And I can eat the Outcast with the Ride Down. I can even crack the Clue first. Although maybe I should have played the land for that reason. I mean, getting rid of the Outcast is obviously pretty important here since he's about to flip it. Even though we have our own. Oh, okay. Well, I don't really want to trade a Ride Down for... I mean, I can eat both of his guys if I do the Ride Down here. But... he's got 5 open mana too. You know what? I'm not going to. We'll trade the Supplicant for the Paladin. We'll follow up with the Outcast. He's only got 2 red up now. I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, it's really not bad. The problem is this thing flipping is going to be a problem. But then I can eventually re-equip to this. I guess the main problem is I can't Ride Down plus play the Outcast. We'll just take the trade. So he can flip his Outcast now. All right. So he can also pump Impaler twice. You can also flip our Outcast. Let's just attack with Inspector here. This is a trade we'll take. All right. So now he can't flip his Outcast. This might be a good opportunity to flip our Outcast, actually. Saves him from Throttle. I think I'm actually going to transform now. Like, there's a lot less things that deal with this Kindred now. He does have... if he had Murder, he would have used it there. All right. At least that's not a card we fear. He's not going for the flip on his Outcast, which is something. Ironclad Slayer currently can't bring anything back. So why don't we just... yeah, I guess we just equip here. Swing. He does have Throttle mana up. That doesn't really matter. Anytime he blocks with this Outcast, we're going to kill it. Okay. So that... Oh, okay. So this tells me he's got... It might tell me he has his last spell's a burn spell. So we'll let the blocks have it. I think we're just going to ride down. I'm not going to mess with any sort of damage happening to Kindred here. All right. So we got game one. Opponent made some very intelligent blocks. First of all, he blocked the Pyrehound when I had 2 cards in hand and had 1 mana, 1 red up, which would have threatened both Rush of Adrenaline or Borrowed Hostility, both of which would have been not a huge blowout, but a 2-for-2 trade. Would have forced a 2-for-2 trade. So I guess that block did make sense. The double block on the Faithbearer Paladin also panned out for him because I wanted to use my mana differently. I ended up saving the ride down for his Outcast the way I wanted. And like I said, I assumed the last card in his hand was definitely a burn spell of some sort, whether it be Fiery Temper or presumably Fiery Temper. He was willing to just take the 2-for-1 to just get rid of my Kindred. So he's running Thirsting Axe in there too, which is very surprising. It works well with the Call to Bloodline though, so that's kind of cool synergy I haven't seen before. So it looks like a pretty low curve deck, which means we might, especially on the draw, want to bring in another 2-drop creature and maybe screw the Machinations plan. But I mean, all in all, we definitely want our game plan is going to be essentially the same, even on the draw. So I really am deliberating whether it's even worth it to bring in the Reaver. Basically, it doesn't... He showed us multiple 2/3s, right? Well, I like that the Reaver can trade with the Impaler at any point in the game. We have our own Impaler too, which, by the way, can trade with his stuff as well. You know, honestly, I almost like the Impaler more than the Reaver in this deck on the draw. Just have a 1-drop that blocks Call to Bloodline tokens, or can trade with his big guys later. It's not terrible. It also wears a sensor fairly well. 2/3 Vigilant Inflatable. Not too shabs. But it all doesn't seem worth it. Like, it worked just fine for us there. We've got a little bit of lifelink. I guess we'll stick to the same plan. All right. So we do have 2 lands here. I'm not sure this hand's worth it, though. Like, for example, we have a 6-drop, 2 4-drops. We do have a burn spell for his first creature, though, which is pretty nice. And Sanitarium at least lets us filter if we draw any land. This hand might actually be worth it. I guess the main problem is Purge and Angel aren't cards you want to open with in your opening hand. So that might be a good reason to mulligan. Like, neither... Besides not having white mana, you don't really want either of these cards in your opener. They're better cards to draw, so I think we will take 1 mulligan. Alright, I'm not in love with this hand either, but we're going to keep it. Alright, at least I get my white mana. So, we can go Guardian into Machinations, which is actually not too shabby. Machination's a little bit worse on the draw, admittedly. Ah, Scourge Wolf. Okay, Scarecrow, not bad. Let's play the Machinations and I guess attack. Because we are at least going to be able to go... Well, I guess we can't go Scarecrow into Outcast, can we? Well, that's alright. I feel like at least Scarecrow is a must answer. So if he kills our Scarecrow... Because our Scarecrow's at least going to be able to block what he's got. And then if he kills it, we'll play the Outcast. Ah, Bloodhole Priest. There's a good card. True Faith Sensor. Sure. So let's play a Scarecrow. And pass. Oh, he wants to be able to attack with Bloodhole Priest to kill my Pilgrim. So he has to discard his hand. So yeah, the issue now, can I afford to take 7 damage? I would go to 7 life. If I didn't block, if I didn't chump with my Scarecrow. Well, I guess if he's attacking with everything, then we'd better do... I don't know if I can afford to take 9 damage either. Well, I don't know if I can chump, though. Well, it seems bad. I guess we'll just kill the wolf. Take 9. I mean, taking 9's bad. Taking 9's definitely bad. And not being able to play our Guardian is also bad. So it could have been that we had to chump there, but I feel like we lose if we chump there, right? Like, what can I do now? Can I Gyre Reach Sanitarium, use it, and still play something of relevance? I could draw a Galvanic Bombardment. I could draw an Inspector. Yeah, actually Sanitarium's not bad here. And it makes our opponent discard, so at least he doesn't get any value. So let's, I think our best, because we're dead otherwise. We take 2 from the attacker. We've already played a land, so I guess we might as well discard. Well, let's see. I guess we're dead. He attacks with everything. He deals 2 to us. We stick the 4, so we are dead. So I think we're going to discard the land and just pass. All right, he even drew the bombardment to play around our trick that we didn't have. So, okay. Let's go to game 3 here. Yeah, I guess we can just let it happen, whatever. All right, so now that we're back on the offensive, do I want to change anything? Admittedly, Machinations look terrible there, but I think that was more of, I should have just maybe cut it on the draw. But he also had a quick start and we had to mulligan, so let's not get too hasty here. Like, I think we're fine as long as I can keep everything. I mean, I'd like to bring in the Reaver just to have another early dude. But like I said, I really don't want to cut anything. I really don't want to cut anything. This is tough. Like, maybe we're supposed to cut Machinations and just ride on the rest of our tricks and removal, right? Ride down, double censor, borrowed grace. Alright, I guess no Machinations. Even though I love the card, I feel as though we have enough ways to win where it's probably more important to have 15 creatures in this matchup specifically, since it seems like he's got a lot of cheap stuff. Although, I guess my argument was I wanted the Impaler instead, but whatever. This is fine. Okay, definitely keeping this. I actually thought I had 3 mountains, but I'm still going to keep this hand. It was an important turn, and we unfortunately did fail there. We really could have been in a really just insane position of had we played our Hanweir Garrison there. Alright, we're in pretty serious trouble now. So we're going to take 4 with the hopes that we draw a land so that we can kill it with Fiery Temper. Alright. So let's attack with the Reaver. And I think we're just going to burn the wolves now. Ah, bummer. Much better to do it on our turn there than our opponent's turn. I think that was the only one mana trick I can think of that saved it there. Ah, bummer. Alright, so we can do Garrison, we can do Pyre Hound. If I do Garrison and I equip it, still dies to that. If I play the Pyre Hound, it at least can keep back the Kindly Stranger, but then again, so can the Garrison. I guess Pyre Hound makes better use of mana, but Garrison wears the True Faith Sensor better. Huh. That's interesting. I think we actually go Pyrehound, because that way if I draw a land, I can go Garrison plus equip my Pyrehound. Alright, I guess the best play is equip the Pyrehound and swing with it. And this way we can block the Brazen Wolves and kill the Falconwrath Reaver. And be fine. Alrighty. Thank you for tuning in, folks. We'll be back soon. I hope you can make it this weekend for the stream. We shall see you then. Have a good one, my friends.